I've wasted 23 years of my own life before I realized thinking about my life was keeping me from living it. I'm currently in Barcelona, and something I've been thinking about is the difference between reflection and rumination. What makes someone an overthinker? How do you deal with it? Is there even a cure? So I want to share my thoughts. Act 1. Reflection versus rumination. They look identical from the outside. Both feel like thinking hard about your life, but reflection ends. You think about the thing, you get somewhere, then you stop thinking about it. But rumination doesn't stop. There's a psychologist, her name is Susan, and she spent her career on this. Her research found that rumination feels like insight while making people worse at solving problems and more depressed. I think this is like the perfect definition of overthinking, because honestly, every single time I overthink about something, I always feel 10 times worse than how I felt initially, and I never arrive with better solutions. I never arrive with a clearer answer. I just arrive feeling 10 times more stressed, anxious, and unhappy. Act 2. What makes an overthinker an overthinker? I think I've genuinely just been an anxious overthinker my whole life, and I've always wondered, like, what makes me this way? Like, why am I like this? You know, I have friends that when something happens to them, they can think about it for a little bit, move on, make a decision, and just not think about it again. But for some reason, I feel stuck. There's so many things that you just have no control over that really impact you, and that can be really, really scary to not have control over things. So by overthinking something, by really ruminating it, by thinking about all the possible scenarios, all the possible solutions, you feel like you have this control over where your life is going to go, when in reality you don't. Act 3. What do I overthink about? I overthink a lot about relationships, actually. I think relationships are the type of thing where you truly don't have full control over it because there's another person involved, another person with their own perspectives, their own thoughts, their own opinions on how to live life. I think everyone has, like a conception in their head of how they want to be treated, how they want other people to feel about them. Yeah, I think that as you get older, you just need to deal with the fact that you can't control other people's perceptions of you. I've always wished that I could compartmentalize my feelings better. I feel like when something is on my mind, I literally just can't do anything. I can't focus, I can't concentrate, I often can't eat. I look at people, especially my guy friends, and it feels like when something really big is in their lives and they have to go to work, they'll just work, or they're hanging out with friends, they'll just hang out with friends and they'll think about that issue later and compartmentalize that to a very specific time of their life. For me, it just bleeds into my entire life, my entire being. And it feels like these thoughts literally flood every aspect. I feel like these days I've been struggling a little bit with work. Act 4. Why you need to get a life respectfully. I think reflection asks you to sit with your life, but rumination asks you to stop living it, essentially. This video is truly just for people like me, people who overthink so much, who are really anxious about a lot of things and are paralyzed by this death loop of anxiety thoughts. And I truly think the answer is to just get a life. Go do things, go outside, hang out with friends. These loops needs to be stopped because at the end of the day, they really don't benefit anyone, especially you. I think for so long, I've let thoughts kind of dictate my life, let my anxiety stop me from doing a lot of things. And honestly, fuck that, guys. Final act. What does a rich inner life mean? That is the ultimate question, isn't it? But I think for me at this point in my life, it is traveling. Look, I've spent an embarrassing amount of time thinking about my life. If you added up, probably years. And did it amount to anything? No, nothing, except more anxiety. And we've talked about self-awareness a lot on this channel, on the trap of it, I think people can say that they're self-aware by over-processing things, but honestly, it's stalling. The world is out there, completely indifferent to your analysis of it. And it's unfortunately don't have a 5-step morning routine for you to overcome overthinking. I'm sure there's so many better videos out there for you. But I think the cure is much simpler and much harder than that. Book the thing, ask the question, leave the apartment. Your thoughts will be waiting for you when you get back. They're very loyal that way, but you'll be slightly different. And I think that's the only thing that's ever worked. So go get a life, respectfully.